There is a fun and educational program for your child to be a part of, specifically in Kego Harbor. Joining us right here on the Splash Live, founder of the Blooming Brains Academy in Kego Harbor, we have Rajeshri Gandhi Bhatia. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, and great job saying my name correctly.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that approval means a lot, trust me. But thank you so much for being here. Let's talk about this unique program. First and foremost, you have an open house this weekend. Let's talk about it, please.
Absolutely. We have an open house this Saturday from 12 to 3 at our building. It's an opportunity for parents and kids to come and visit our school and just get a sense of what we do here and how we do things differently. And I mentioned kids because we're going to have some activities for kids to do. The idea behind our summer program is to help kids really stay engaged but have fun. We know that when kids are motivated, we know that they will work hard and they will do things that we as adults can't get them to do if we just sort of say do it because I said so. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the philosophy behind our summer program and our whole school.
Great. Okay. Okay. So we're starting off good. I love to hear that. So you say activities, and then we're talking children. I want to break both of those down. Starting with activities. What type of activities are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about activities that get them to use their hands, building, constructing, using cardboard and tape to build different things. We've got some Lego things set up. Activities means a lot of different things. We also have some
Hmm.
spaces around the room for kids to use a dry erase marker and a board and just kind of create what they want to create.
Nice. All right. So we're talking about a few different skills, building skills, creative skills, things of that nature. Love to hear it. Now, we're talking about children now. What ages are we talking about with the children that you're accepting, and how are we breaking up those activities with the ages?
You got it. So, ages, we are a school that starts at infants and goes through fifth grade. And our infant through like kindergarten ish program is what we would call a Montessori based program. So, the activities kind of are right there with the materials. It's puzzles, it's doing things with their hands, it's making patterns, it's all kinds of different things. As they get older and into more the elementary age, we use some Montessori principles, but we also integrate other approaches that we've seen. I've been doing this for almost 25 years, and I've
Mm,
been around the world working with schools. And every school I've been to has done something phenomenally well. What we're doing here is we're sort of uniquely bringing a lot of those things together. I sort of call it my greatest hits album. And it's sort of bringing all the great things we've seen of different places, or I've seen different places, and bringing them into one place. So for our older kids, and by older, I mean we're accepting first through fifth grade as well.
mm-hmm.
Those kids, they are able to read, they are able to do things, academic. So the other part of our summer program also gets in on reading skills. And getting them sort of reading because they want to read with fun activities, role playing, dressing up, that kind of stuff, but also reading books that we want them to be reading to talk about those important themes.
Correct, correct, correct. See, there's a difference between those, important things and just things in nature for them to kind of have their minds wander about. And trust me, they do have wandering minds. Joining us right here
We
on the
sure do.
Splash Live, for I should say, founder of the Blooming Brains Academy in Kego Harbor, Rajeshri Gandhi Bhatia, joining us talking about the Blooming Brains Academy and everything that they have going on. Since we were just talking about their brains and wandering and things of that nature, how do you balance structured learning with essentially fostering creativity and their curiosity?
That is actually the whole purpose of our school.
Mm,
Again, we know that kids are naturally motivated and naturally curious. So the idea that that drives everything we do here is to play upon that. So whether they're 6 months old or whether they're 10 years old, getting them to ask the why questions and then providing that structure to let them learn about the why is a huge
mm,
part of what we do. We also understand that if we just leave them in a room to do what they want to do, they will get something out of it. They'll get a lot out of it. But if we sort of apply some basic structures and give them some guidelines and some help, I mean, that's really, we're setting them up for success. That sort of is how we do things here. So as an example, we have a 2.5 hour block that we do reading 2 days a week. In that time, they might be given sort of a story to read. And then they might have some sort of comprehension questions to make sure that they're sort of getting what the point of the story was. And if not, we can help them with that. And then they
Nice.
might be given a project like write the next chapter or
Mm.
draw a picture of what the main character might have been thinking. Think about what the dog might have been thinking who was there, right? Those are sort of more creative, more fun applications, but we've given the students enough structure to be successful, to really have fun and come up with something really cool with that. And the funnest part about what we do, and I know funnest isn't a word, but I use it anyways,
Yeah.
is we never can predict what kids are going to come up with. And 100% of the time, they come up with things that we have never thought of that are actually better than what we could
Mm-hmm.
have thought of. And then they inspire others to do the same. So it's a lot of fun.
It's very, very important to at least have an ear, open ear to them also, to be open to that criticism, suggestions,
Yeah.
and things of that nature. With that being said, what type of, I don't want to say criticisms, but feedback have you gotten from parents in Keego Harbor or just in general about the success about their child?
In general, the feedback is always really positive. I think a lot of parents, the biggest piece of feedback I hear is actually thank you. Many of our students have been in schools or in experiences where either it wasn't meeting their needs or they felt like they were always behind, or as parents, they felt like they had to carry a big load. And one of the things that we really try to do here is to relieve everyone of those kinds of pressures. There's no such thing as being behind because we're a multi-age classroom and we really adjust to what you need, what you do, and what you need. It's our role to help students succeed. So we have a schedule that allows us enough time to give extra help when we need to. Fridays are dedicated almost exclusively to that and to some fun activities. And so that's kind of the biggest piece of feedback we've received. Other things, people always have feedback on things like starting times and stopping times, and lunch is always a big topic.
Right.
But again, we're very open to whatever parents have to say. And some of our best changes have actually come from parent suggestions. So as a person, I mean, I'm always like, do that. I've always said that if we're the same school 5 years from now as we are today, then we're probably not listening to and paying attention to what's needed because needs change over time.
Exactly, exactly. You hit on the right points, and I'm glad that you're getting that great feedback from the parents in general, just thanking you and seeing that progress in their child also and that development. Speaking of development, what about practical life skills? How do you feel like that impacts a child's development?
Oh, it's a huge part because what we're looking to create here and what we should be looking to create everywhere are productive, happy, healthy humans. And practical life skills are the skills that we all need to sort of succeed in our practical life and be part of a community.
Right.
So when our children learn how to, roll up a rug or sweep the floor, or know that after they're done eating, they take their plates to
Mm-hmm.
a tray, even as young as 12 months. I mean,
Correct.
honestly, they learn that that's their role in a community. So it's not unusual for me to see them pick up something from outside and throw it in the garbage,
Okay.
or understand that's part of their role is in a community. Parents are so happy when they have the little, again, the 2-year-old with the spray bottle and a piece of paper towel spraying and washing the windows, or wanting to clean the table
Yeah.
after dinner. Right? So those are all things we all need to be
Yeah.
successful, and understanding that it's our all of our role to do that.
Yep. And teamwork, working with others, that type of thing. People with different personalities. Gotta start that early. Trust me. I do the same with my 2-year-old. He picked up the vacuum the other day and just started vacuuming up the crumbs that he made. I almost brought a tear to my eye. I'm like, thank you, this moment.
Sounds like your 2-year-old's ready for us. We're ready
Ex-
to have him. Come
oh
visit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll have to talk about that. I love that. But before we go, we gotta have you give more details, lasting details, important details about this open house that you have coming up this weekend in Keego Harbor, please.
Absolutely. So our open house, as I said, it's from 12 to 3. Any and all parents and kids are welcome.
Hmm.
We'll have some of our teachers here. Our classrooms will be open, and we'll show you around. Seeing is believing, right? I can talk about this all day long, but when you
Yes.
come in and you
Yes.
feel it, you'll meet Mr. Desi, our security guard at the door. He'll warmly greet you just like he warmly greets our families every day. We'll take you around. We'll show you our playground. We've got a huge light bright, one of those big light brights with the light pegs that kids of all ages, and I gotta be honest, the adults love that. That's where they spend a lot of their time, play. You get a chance to sort of see what we're all about. And it's an open house. That means you can come at 12, you can come at
Right.
2, whatever time suits you. But we invite members of the community to come check us out.
Go ahead and check them out. Great resource in the community for our children, for our family, for their development and growth. And once again, we appreciate you for joining us. Again, founder of the Blooming Brains Academy in Keego Harbor. We want to thank you again, Rajeshri Gandhi Bhatia, for taking the time to explain that to us.
Thank you for having me.